Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you are all doing well. Today's video is going to be a review of this bag, which is the Louis Vuitton Brea in the GM size. It is the epi leather, not the electric epi, just the plain black epi leather. I will tell you what fits inside, give you a rundown of the good and the bad, and also just kind of discuss the bag a little bit more. I've been using it for work almost every day for the last 6 months, so I am ready to review it. So I will start actually with what fits inside. So the bag is like this, and then it has this big tab on it, big zipper pull, and it unzips. And you can see everything that is inside of it. So I have these two pockets here, which I usually actually have. My wallet usually fits in there, as well as my key clay. I just don't have them in there right now, but they usually fit in these slip pockets. And then on the other side there is also a zip pocket, which is quite large. You can fit quite a bit in this zip pocket. It also has a little ring right here for keys or something like that. So I don't have that in there right now, but I will show you what I do have. My bag is kind of a mess. But I've got two pairs of sunglasses, a prescription pair and a non-prescription pair, both of which the cases are quite large. And the biggest thing I have in here are folders, and this is what I most needed the GM for. I am a professor, I carry folders with me every day, so I need a bag that is big enough to fit not only an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, but you know, a folder on top of that, which is a little bit bigger. So I needed that. I also have my attendance book. I have a little bag that I keep in my classroom. I do a lot of things where people have to like put their names in a bag, so I just keep that in there. I have a bunch of tissues, which is not very exciting. I have lotions and a bar, and I have my Prada porta pen, which I always love, and I've talked about in a bunch of videos before, so I'm not going to go into it, but it's a pen case, and then it also has this nice large section, kind of like a pochette, just to carry random things. I've got more bars, and I actually didn't even realize I have another pair of sunglasses. So I have 3 pairs of sunglasses in here, and then a bunch of tissues. So here is what the bag looks like empty. It's a great bag. It's a really nice size, but there are definitely some pros and cons to it. It's got this nice silver tab right there, and then it's pretty much all of what happens inside of the bag. It also has, sorry, the tassel's making some noise. It also has this strap. So I'm actually going to go into maybe what I don't like about the bag right now, because it kind of works right here. So the strap I think is really great, and it is helpful to use the strap often, but I don't love the way that the strap folds. I don't know if you can see right now that the bag, because the strap is on one side and the other, the bag gets kind of crooked when you hold it this way, and especially when there's things in it, it kind of winds up looking like this, which just isn't good for the shape of it over time. So that's not something I love. I wish that they'd put fasteners like on the inside so that it was just pulling from there straight up as opposed to on the sides. So don't love that. Also, because the strap goes across both, it's annoying generally to zip up the bag because you've got to take these straps out of the way, but oftentimes as you're doing it, one of these will flip over. So you kind of have to go over one of the straps or have it loop just like this. If you have it loop this way or loop this way, you've always got a piece of hardware, a clasp in the way, which makes it harder to get in and out of it. So that's something. I do really like the large fob, but the other issue with the zipper is that it's the shape of the bag, less of the zipper. The zipper is really smooth, it works nicely. Speaking of the shape of the bag, you can pull the sides out like this, which is how I carry it sometimes, just to be a little bit easier, or you can push them in, which I think just looks a lot nicer. So I try to do that, you know, when I'm taking pictures or something for Instagram. So you can push the sides in and out. And then the other con for me about this bag, there's two actually. The other con for me is the size. So I wish that it was actually about a 1/2 inch taller. The width of it is pretty good. It is, you know, a nice size this way. It's a typical tote. But I don't know if you could see, if I put a folder right there, because of the shape of the bag, either I can tuck it sort of under the zipper, but not quite. The top of the zipper is great. It fits under that, but because the shape is more like a semicircle, the side of the folders never fit. So the folders have to sit a little bit sideways in there, and I have to finagle them under the zipper often in order to get it to close. So like I have to do this. I don't know if you can see that, right? Put it under the zipper to get it to close. So if it was even a 1/4 of an inch, but a 1/2 inch taller, that would make a really big difference. But if it was taller, it would also be heavier. So I have 2 more negative things. I really like the feet on the bottom. That's very, very helpful. But because the corners of epi leather are almost unfinished, it doesn't have that sort of rubberized corner that a lot of bags do. They're much more prone to scratching. So I use this bag all the time. I did buy it pre-loved. It already had some wear, but it gets quite a bit of wear on this piping on the edges. I think that it's fine, right? It is something that I'm using, and I probably could have that replaced, but I'm not even sure because I think it's really just the end of the panel that's sewn. So it's almost like they'd have to replace all of the panels in order to fix the edging, since there isn't some rubberized piping that they could just replace. So that is one bit of a bummer. And then the other thing is actually the weight. When it doesn't have anything in it, the weight is good. When you fill it up, it gets a little heavier, and just sort of the shape of it, the way it's distributed, because it's skinny at the top and big at the bottom, just tends to feel like it weighs a little bit more than something like a Neverfull that has a little bit more of an even distribution of weight. And I find that these handles, much better than a rounded handle. I used to have the Socialize tote, and the round handles were really hard to keep on your shoulder. They weren't super comfortable. I prefer the flat handles, but when I'm holding the bag like this and it's full, it gets heavy really quickly, and these dig in. So these kind of leave a lot of red marks. It's fine when I'm wearing a winter coat or something like that, but that is something to keep in mind. It is going to leave marks on your skin if you fill up the bag. And my bag's not even that heavy. I'm not carrying a laptop or anything like that, but it does dig in, it does weigh in, again, because of kind of the shape of the bag and the way that the weight is distributed. Okay, so now for the good. I really love the look of this bag. I think that the hardware adds a really nice, crisp kind of edginess to otherwise a very feminine bag. It is shaped like the Alma, but a little bit less extreme, and so I find the shape really pretty, and I find this detail so nice. I just think this bag looks great. Every time I take this bag out, every time I have a picture with this bag, I just think it looks really nice. I also like the silver hardware. I usually go for gold, but I really like the silver on this, and I think that that is a nice touch. The other thing I really love about this bag is the epi leather. It is more carefree. Besides for the piping, there are scratches on this bag, but they're hard to see, so it's pretty durable. I don't really worry about it in the rain or anything like that. And I just really like the look and the shape of this bag. So if the shape was a little bit taller and everything I wanted fit under this line right in the corner, I think I would really love it. And if there was, a few different things, like the handles were in a different place, then I think it would be kind of perfect for work. But it is something I'm always like finagling with the zipper. So that's kind of the biggest thing about it. And then the weight of this, but it is beautiful. I really like it. I think it's a great bag. The epi leather, I've held, I guess, the vernis leather, and I think that one is super heavy. So the epi leather is, a more thin leather. It's a little more lightweight. So I really do love the epi leather of it. I love the black. I wear black all the time. So it is a beautiful bag, and I'm really pleased to have it. But it's not perfect, so I just want to let anyone know who's thinking about it for a work bag, figure out what your needs are and if it is going to work for you. It's great. It does have the option of carrying by the hand or by the strap, both of which are wonderful. And you can also just leave it open and carry it, and it is beautiful that way too. So it's a stunning bag. I hope that helps. If you have any questions about it, please let me know down below. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe to see more. I'm planning on doing a workwear series about style in a little while, so if you're interested in that, please let me know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!